Hello and welcome to yet another Star Sports preview video, this time previewing the Dubai World Cup around a week on Saturday the 30th of March at Meydan. I've got to be honest, it's a disappointing renewal of the world's richest race, with a lot of leading top Group 1 horses missing. The favourite, we'll go through in kind of betting order. The favourite is here at Star is Hunter's Light at 9-2. Won his only 2 starts out in Meydan. Used to be trained in Britain. It seems to have improved massively at the back end of last year. Won at Turkey and then won in Italy. He's a solid favourite. He goes on the track. He's got course and distance winning form in very, very good times. And in what is a weak renewal, he'll probably take all the beating. The only concern with him is that he's had 2 runs out there quickly. He's going to have another one, but he's got a consistent profile out there. Goldolphin do have a habit of somehow ruining these good horses, but I don't think that's a concern with this one. He's a solid favourite, but I couldn't be smashing into the 9-2 at the current prices. The second favourite in the race is Royal Delta at 5-1, the American mare. She ran in this race last year and got absolutely stuffed. I can see no reason why she's not going to get stuffed again. She mostly, wins soft fillies and mares races in America on dirt. She's not really a synthetics horse. She's more a dirt horse. I couldn't back her at 5-1 with counterfeit, to be honest. I think there's plenty of value further down. Next, you've got Animal Kingdom, another American runner. Interesting horse, but again, he's won on dirt and grass in America. He finished behind Wise Dan in the Breeders' Cup Mile. They don't seem to know what to do with him. They've ran him on dirt, they've run him on turf, they've run him at a mile. And he's 6-1 here at Star, but I'm not warming to him. American horses have had a terrible record in this race since it's moved to Meydan. I know it's a small sample size, but when he's run on the dirt, they seem to do quite well. But I don't think is he even won on synthetics? I think he did win it on synthetics at Group 3 about 2 years ago. But other than that, it's he's not got a nice profile that you want for this race. Form on the surface, and 6-1. I just couldn't be interested. The others worth mentioning, Cassiano. He's been finishing behind Hunter's Light in the races out in Dubai. Ex-French horse, ex-German even. He's interesting, but he's been put in his place by Hunter's Light, and I can't really see where the improvement's going to come from there. He's won 2 handicaps, finished second to Hunter's Light. I think he's not a Group 1 horse, although you could say this isn't a Group 1 race. I think the 3 more interesting runners, and I couldn't say I could fancy 2 of them, but I think they're worth mentioning, is African Story, who won the Goldolphin Mile last year. He's been moved from the African Mile. The African Mile will be better than this race. From the Goldolphin Mile to this race, simply because this race is so weak. Goldolphin have got strength in numbers. I think he'll stay a mile 2. His record on this surface is amazing. He battered the Goldolphin Mile last year. He won the trial really well the other week. And I think one firm this morning put him in at 10-1. I think 10s look a bit big. He's only a 7-1 chance here. And he'd be interesting of the the Goldolphin horses that are running in the race. He'd be the one I'd be most interested to be on. Trev, any thoughts from you on the ones we've mentioned?
Well, it's the Dubai World Cup, but for me, it's not even a Group 1 race in standard. I think as a layer, the top of the market is what we want to play. Hunter's Light, you've got to be impressed with his runs this year. But if you told me a year ago we'd favour the Dubai World Cup, I'd just say what planet are you on? And he is, and he's probably the most worthy of the field to be favourite. Take on the front 3 or 4 of the market, definitely. Not sure African Story will stay personally, but yeah, he's got speed to be very effective.
Yeah, I think I've done Hunter's Light a bit of a disservice. I do think he has got a great chance, and I think if you get I think he was 6-1 the other day, there's probably still a bit of value in that, but given the weakness of the field, because he has improved beyond all recognition. He came second to Sirius Zagos in the Prix-Dollar at Longchamp. That is top class form, and then he's got 5 other wins on the table since Royal Ascot last year. So the only race he's got beaten is behind Sirius Zagos since June last year. The 2 I'm going to mention, though, one I've already backed, but I'm a bit concerned about, is Dullahan, the American horse. He's got a great record on synthetics. He won the Del Mar handicap last year out in California, which is ran on synthetics. He then came out here and had a prep, just was so disappointing. He got stuffed, finished 15 lengths, I think it's behind African Story, in the trial for the Goldolphin Mile. That was obviously a prep, but I don't know, he came 11th for 14. I just, you want him to be showing a bit, at least coming 4th, staying on or something for this race. They might have left a lot to do, but apparently the reports were he looked good before the race, and you know, he's a 14 to 1 chance. I took 14 before that race. I wouldn't be taking 14 after that race. The one I do fancy, and I'm very sweet on, is Marco Botti's Planter. Came 3rd in the race last year. Alright, he's disappointing compared to his 3-year-old form when he was a real strong arc candidate. I think he went off 11 to 2 for Workforce's arc, which just shows the form he was running at 2.5 years ago. But he came back at Lingfield last month. He only beat Clive Britain's Miblish and Neck, but the rumour is he looked awful in the paddock that day, needed the run. And I think he was 25 to 1, there's still 16 to 1 out there, and I think if you're going to have a bet in this, what is a very weak Dubai World Cup, Planter is the one. He came 3rd in the race last year. This race is weaker than last year's renewal. He's had a good prep, he's been aimed for this race for months and months, and given some of the other horses that have got huge question marks, he's going to run a race, he goes on the ground, he handles the track. 16 to 1 is a huge price for Planter, and he's a strong anti-post bet for me for this race. Trev, what about you?
I think it's a bookies race. I think the draw will play a big part. I think it's a jockey's race. I think whoever gets the best ride will go close. I want to play the game. For me, Red Cadeau is overpriced, 25 to 1. I think it's a poor renewal, and I think a lot of luck in running as usual.
So you've got 2 rags from me and Trev there, Planter and Red Cadeau. It's worth mentioning the other races on the card are fantastic. We just haven't got the full fields yet. You're going to have Gentle Donna running in the Shima Classic, the Alcos Sprint. It's got Shay getting some top class Hong Kong sprinters. You've got Mentor running in the Golden Shaheen against, I think Frederick Engels runs in the Golden Shaheen as well. So it's a top class card other than the main feature race, unfortunately. But good luck with whatever you back. We'll be betting on all the races at the Dubai World Cup, probably in the 2 or 3 days beforehand as well. Do give us a call, 08000 521 321. Also, we're doing specials on Goldolphin winners, Goldolphin first free, things like that. So do give us a call and check out the website www.starsportsbet.co.uk for all our normal team blogs and video blogs. And good luck whatever you back out in Meydan.